There was an unspoken rule across the galaxy: never let humans adopt your pets. Every civilization knew it. Every diplomat understood it. It was the one thing that united the otherwise fractious galactic community, the collective understanding that allowing humans to take possession of alien animals was a catastrophic mistake. The rule existed for a reason, though most species couldn't quite articulate it. The Helix had learned it first, when they casually allowed a human family to adopt a Velian hound, a creature bred for 3,000 years to be aloof, independent, and solitary. Within 6 months, that hound had become the most emotionally bonded animal in galactic history. It followed the human family everywhere. It protected their children with fanatical devotion. It learned 47 commands and performed them with enthusiasm that startled xenobiologists. The Krell discovered the rule when they permitted humans to care for a wounded Xinthian WIRM. The WIRM was supposed to be released back into the wild after recovery. Instead, the human who had nursed it back to health had given it a name, Ember. The WIRM now lived on the human's property, and had apparently decided that the human was its parent. It refused to leave. The Valurians learned when they sold a human a decorative crystalline sprite, a creature meant to be observed, not interacted with. The sprite, which had shown no emotion for 2 centuries, now performed elaborate light shows whenever its human approached. It had become, inexplicably, happy. By the time the incident with the Xinthian child occurred, most species understood the danger. But understanding and preventing were 2 different things. The child was small, even by Xinthian standards, a juvenile barely capable of independent thought. It had been abandoned at a human settlement on the frontier world of Kepler-19, left behind when its herd migrated. Normally, this would have been a minor incident. The humans would have contacted the Xinthian authorities, returned the child, and received compensation. But Dr. Sarah Chen was a veterinarian. And she made the mistake of looking into the child's eyes. "We'll care for it until we can contact your people," she told the settlement council. "It's injured. It needs medical attention." No one objected. It seemed reasonable. What followed was a transformation that violated every known principle of alien biology. Sarah treated the Xinthian child's wounds with meticulous care. She set its fractured limb. She monitored its nutrition. She spoke to it constantly. Humans were known for this quirk, their endless verbalization. She told it stories. She sang to it. She treated it like it was her own offspring. The Xinthian child responded. By the 3rd week, the juvenile had begun responding to Sarah's voice. By the 6th week, it followed her everywhere. By the 3rd month, when the Xinthian authorities finally arrived to collect the child, something unprecedented had occurred. The Xinthian had bonded with a human in a way that violated Xinthian biology entirely. "We cannot take it," the Xinthian captain informed Sarah, his alien features unreadable. "The child is now attached. It would cause psychological trauma to separate them." "What does that mean?" Sarah asked, though she already knew. "It means," the captain said slowly, "that you have become its mother. According to Xinthian law, that cannot be undone. The child is yours." Sarah looked at the small alien creature, whose 3 eyes were fixed on her with absolute devotion. She looked at her small human son standing beside her. They had never had the opportunity for more children. The universe had given them this instead. "Okay," she said simply. "I'll keep her." The news spread through the galactic community like a plague. A human had not just adopted a Xinthian child, she had bonded with one so completely that separation was impossible. The Xinthians, furious and bewildered, demanded compensation. Sarah refused. The authorities escalated. Sarah still refused. Ultimately, it was another human, Sarah's former colleague, now a diplomat, who made the Galactic Council understand the situation. "You don't understand humans," Dr. James Okonkwo explained to the assembled representatives. "When we adopt something, we don't adopt it as property. We adopt it as family. And humans don't give up family. You can threaten us with war. You can offer us wealth. You can demand compensation. But we will not abandon our family. He paused, letting the words settle. Sarah Chen didn't violate Xinthian law. She fulfilled it. You have a law stating that bonded juveniles belong with their bonded caretaker. Sarah is that caretaker. Your child is in the care of someone who will fight to the end of her life to protect it. I would suggest you consider that a fortunate outcome. The Xinthian Council eventually accepted the arrangement. But word of the incident spread, and the rule became explicit rather than implicit. Never let humans adopt your pets. Because humans don't adopt pets. They adopt family. And once something is family to a human, it is protected with a ferocity that no other species can match. Years later, Sarah's Xinthian daughter, who had adopted the name Iris from human culture, stood on a stage receiving commendations for her work in interspecies diplomacy. She spoke about her human mother with love that transcended species boundaries. Humans have a gift, Iris told the assembled galaxy. They see something in pain, something lost, and they don't calculate the cost-benefit analysis. They don't ask if helping serves their interests. They simply help. They bond. They love. And once they love forever. She looked directly at the camera broadcasting to trillions of worlds. So yes, there is a rule, never let humans adopt your pets. But here is why, because humans will turn your pet into family. And family is something they will fight wars over. Family is something they will sacrifice everything for. If you want an ally that will stand beside you until the end of time, let a human adopt your pet. The rule remained, but it was reframed. Instead of a warning, it became an invitation. Species across the galaxy began, cautiously, allowing humans to adopt their animals. And with each adoption, something remarkable happened. The animals became more emotionally capable, more intelligent, more connected. Humans didn't just care for animals. They elevated them. Sarah Chen never intended to revolutionize galactic understanding of family and loyalty. She simply saw a child in need and did what humans have always done, she loved it. And that, ultimately, was the real unspoken rule: humans don't follow the laws of the galaxy. They follow the law of their hearts. And that law is far more powerful than any treaty ever written. Kindly like this story, drop your comment and subscribe channel. Thank you.